Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, June 26, 2025, pre-market report. This video actually might be getting to you a little late. I've been a busy boy. I put together two pieces of work, which you're going to find in your inbox if you do subscribe to my new Freedom platform. This is one, the dollar crashes, worst first half since 1973, 50 years. And then another piece of work I put out is this. Trump's big, beautiful spending bill could melt up stocks. This is insanity on steroids, literally. We're going to talk about this in a moment here. So let me just set the stage for you. Right now, stock futures are pointing towards a higher open. Trading doesn't start for about 40 minutes from the time I am doing this lovely video blog here. The dollar this morning is getting decimated and it's not going to stop. Does that sound familiar to anybody out here? We haven't seen anything yet with regard to what's about to happen and what's being set up for the US dollar right now. The consumer is being systematically wiped out. Our factories are dying, praying for a lifeline, which they're not going to get. We're going to get further debt expansion on a cycle and scale I don't believe that has ever been even dreamt about in the history of this nation or even the world, which means massive currency devaluation, a weaker dollar. We've already lost almost its entire purchasing power, but they're not done. They are going to work diligently to bring us to our knees. So we beg for a new system, but that does not mean the stock market won't go up. I sincerely believe, and all the data is pointing towards this, that we're going to see a multiples expansion cycle. The illusion of the market is a very, very powerful thing. People could be out in the streets begging for money. And as long as people see that stock market higher, they believe the economy is strong. It's a grand deception on a massive scale. And this big, beautiful spending bill, we're going to talk more about that because corporate America is now fully orgasmic, believing that it's going to happen. And the fat cats on Wall Street, the corporate bigwigs, they're loving this, man. They're loving the dollar decimation, artificially suppressed rates to come on a grand scale moving forward. And we're going to talk about all of this moving forward. So going back to the market, like I said, green on the screen, at least right now, before the open here, dollar getting decimated, 10-year yield lower. Someone's out here buying the debt. As usual, I'm going to give you one guess as to who that is. You got gold, silver, and crude oil getting a bit higher this morning. Cryptocurrency is relatively flat. That's the setup here. Now let's go back to the dollar. What's going on here? And people are just going to get exactly what they're asking for, and that's not you and I here. We're keeping, this is exactly what you and I have been talking about since time immemorial. So this is again in your inbox, people, and I really want you to join me over there, my Freedom platform. So I'm just going to sketch through this, but if you want all the details, again, I want you guys and girls to subscribe to my Freedom platform here. We're going to make a positive difference in the world. There's no doubt about it. We need to fund this. I have all kinds of plans here for what we're going to do. Anyway, dollar crashes worst half since 1973. You really believe that this is an accident here? Why we have a sitting president and a sitting vice president screaming from rooftops every day now how we need a weaker dollar, we need a weaker dollar. No one yet has asked either one of them, the president or the vice president, what's enough? How much of the dollar needs to die before it's enough? I haven't heard a single reporter or anyone ask that question. It's an incredible thing. So the US dollar is getting completely decimated. We now have hyper debt economics and it's collapsing under its own weight. So this is Reuters. This is Reuters from this morning. I'm going to just read this to you. The US dollar is on course for its worst first half since 1973. It's getting pummeled again this morning today amid rising expectations for a Federal Reserve easing Easing, they love that word. And statements from President Trump about his pick for the next Fed chair. You can expect a super dove of the highest order to allow the Fed to become stronger. Every single policy that is in place right now is going to vault the Federal Reserve to the pinnacle of power and then some. So let's break this down, Lions. So in just the 6 months of 2025, the U.S. dollar index has plunged nearly 10%. 10% in 6 months, marking the first worst half of performance in over 50 years. Now, why 1973 matters? Let's just cover that real quick. In 71, Nixon closed the gold window. By 73, the dollar became pure fiat. So that should tell you something. So what's driving the dollar crash? Political, obviously. Trump and now Vance openly and repeatedly calling for a weaker dollar on lower rates. Rate policy uncertainty equals market confusion equals volatility should make sense to you. Number two, that was number one. Number two, debt explosion. U.S. debt now over 37 trillion, growing 1.2 trillion every 90 days. Loss of global confidence. BRICS. Global de-dollarization. Again, there's more detail in here, but I'm just going to sketch it out for you. Number four, ETF mania, crypto alternative. President Trump has turned the Oval Office into a casino for cryptocurrencies for himself and, of course, his sons. Bitcoin, gold, and other assets outside the dollar. That's where cash is going now. What it means for the U.S. economy, again, I'm just going to sketch it out. Number one, purchasing power collapse equal weaker dollar, higher costs across the board. The consumer gets squeezed even harder, consumption drops, therefore factories and manufacturers don't produce, leading to closures and layoffs. No one's going to tell you that, but we're going to bring manufacturing back here to the United States. Did you drink that Kool-Aid? I told you it was not going to work. How many of you have yet to realize that? Number two, the middle class is being annihilated. Real wages are lagging inflation. Savings are evaporating. Credit card debt across the board, loans defaulting. This is happening right now. We are in a, number three, death spiral, which is worsening. And this is going to get to a level you can't even believe, even with rate cuts. See, that's the lie. You're being told that we're going to cut rates, we're going to cut rates. All this is going to do is vastly inflate the debt. Do you not see that yet? I mean, here's the vicious cycle that emerges. Here's the vicious cycle. Let me just show it to you. Vicious cycle here. Print, that equals more debt, more dollar weakness, worsening inflation, more printing. Does that sound right to you, or is Greg just making this up out of his head? So, Lions, this is hyper debt economics, and it's collapsing under its own weight. Again, this is all, and this, if you really want to delve into this or dive into it, all the specifics are here for you, everything. People, let's do this. Now, Trump's big, beautiful spending bill could melt up stocks. Insanity on steroids. On steroids, artificial liquidity. Now, this is a headline from CNBC. Corporate America is confident Trump's one big, beautiful bill will be passed. Chief Financial Officers survey. They're all foaming at the mouth. What's going on here? More debt equal artificial liquidity equal corporate stock multiples will expand. Now, does that sound familiar to you? Because I've only been telling you this since like time immemorial is how it works. Massive spending equals a surge in liquidity, which is massively inflationary. Now, what's going to happen here? Same thing that we've seen over and over and over and over and over again. I'm not making this stuff up. And I'm really not that smart. Investors and hedge funds will front run it, leading to a stock multiples expansion cycle. Stock valuations go vertical. They get high on easy money. Corporate fat cats get even richer. Result, stock market could melt up 2025, 2026. The side effect, though, inflation comes back with a vengeance. So what's the bottom line here? One big, beautiful bill equal one final detonation. They are going to inflate on an epic scale. Sound familiar to you? What is that going to do? It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to shrink anything. It's going to mask it to inflate the market. The illusion of the market will be maintained. And who's going to bankroll it all? Well, you are, as wealth gets sucked right out of the economy and right out of the middle class. If you can't see what's happening here, honestly, you are willfully blind at that point. You're gone and there's no coming back for you. I don't know what to say. But this is exactly what we have said would happen. Go back as far as you want to go. People, look, man, it's too simple. It's too easy to see what's happening and why it's happening. What does it mean for you and I? There are solutions to this. They're not going to happen. Return purchasing power to the currency. The purchasing power of the currency is the literal spine of the economy, of the U.S. industrial engine here. If it's being surgically removed here, how are we going to recover in any capacity? How is the middle class going to survive if it can't consume it? If they can't consume, factories can't produce. We're being destroyed from within. Does this sound about right to you yet, or are you still lost in some kind of a delusion here? And again, this is incredible what we're witnessing here. And they got the guts to say it. Big, beautiful bill. Beautiful for who? For you? No. For the corporations, for stock market multiples moving forward here. So look, man, you want to get back in this market? I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you at all. I'm already in here. I'm intending on putting more cash to work. I have been, for those of you that had been asking me, look, man, it should be no secret to you that I have been getting involved in some of the trades that I've been, in a lot of the trades that I've been putting out for you guys and girls. And frankly, come on, man. We're doing phenomenal. We can weaponize the system. We don't have to be destroyed by it. You understand? For every action, there is a reaction. We're not even reacting. We're staying ahead of the curve here. Across the board. But for those of you that don't want to get into the market, I get that. Load up on gold, more specifically silver, and yes, of course, cryptocurrencies. Look at what's happening here. Assets outside the dollar are going up, including cryptocurrencies. You want to see my most recent breakdowns for the market? Crude oil, which has been extremely insanity because of the fakery going on at the NYMEX and the COMEX, is not going to stop, but we can use this to our advantage. Check it out on my website. I'm sorry, in my on my Freedom channel. It's all there. Everything. I got you. We gotta help each other out. I am working my hardest I have ever worked ever for you guys and girls. And that's where we need to unify. We need to bring this together. And that's why I really want to see you guys and girls over on my new Freedom platform. Again, I understand some people can't do it. That's good. That's fine. We're going to carry the weight for you. We really are. Those of us who believe in something bigger than ourselves. And I am one of those kind of people. You all know that here. So let's do this. So I want to hear from you on all this. What do you think about all this with regard to the dollar? It has literally crashed. Worst start in 50 years. You think that's going to stop or turn around when you have a sitting president and vice president pulling for a weaker dollar? Not one question as to why. Because it's going to make our exports cheaper. If you drank that Kool-Aid, then you really have no conception at all about how economics and finance works. And that's what they're counting on, you being ignorant. You can't make it up. Our factories are dying. They're dying. They're not being built up. Why is anyone talking about this? Our president isn't going to tell you that. No, they're dying. No company in their right mind would start building a factory here in the United States right now. It ain't happening. Okay, all the fake news about, a pledge for this and a pledge for that. If you drank that Kool-Aid too, again, you're being deceived by the great deceiver. Does that phrase sound familiar to you? Yeah, maybe you guys need to wake up because this really is devilism on a massive scale. Currency devaluation on a massive scale. You're being wiped out here. Corporate America foaming at the mouth. Foaming at the mouth on this big, beautiful bill. Look, they broadcast this to you. They broadcast it to you because they think you're too dumb. Because they know you're not going to push back. They're counting on it. But you see, I and I, people, we are pushing back. We're pushing back hard. And that's where you guys come and share this stuff. Get it out there. And again, people, look, I do not know what you're waiting for. In the description of this video is a link to my Freedom channel. You don't like it? Unsubscribe. But give it a shot here. We have a chance to make a positive difference if we can unify. You already know what my plans are. I laid it all out for you yesterday. I did not one but two publications about my vision for where this is going to go here. I can promise you that we are going to make a difference that people aren't going to believe, but we need to unify. Okay, again, I really believe that there was a lot more here. Couldn't even pull off the July 4th march on the Fed. Too few people wanted to do it. Like I told you before, YouTubers with channels way bigger than mine wanted nothing to do with it. I wonder why. What are they afraid of? Me, I'm not afraid of nothing, anything. And fear is a paralyzing. It's a paralyzing thing, and nothing to fear. Because as long as you have an alignment here with the source, what do you got to be afraid of, man? Love you guys. I'll see you later, and hopefully I'll see you over on my Freedom channel as well. Well over 1,500 people there now, and with enough of us here, I really believe we can start our own community here. We'll put cash to work. We will build something for us under the Lions Freedom flag. What we need to do is just have a dream, and I have a dream for all of us here. Let's start coming together with all this because, again, if we don't do it, do you see what's happening here? Do you think that this is going to change? All of you who still believe that there is some kind of hope here, that things are going to automatically change tomorrow or the next day, next week, maybe next month, maybe next year. If you can't, again, put together the dots, there's something going on here. And you need to start reevaluating things and maybe rewire your brain. Get out of the delusion, snap out of it. Love you guys. I'll see you later for the live stream, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream.